Hey everyone, for the next couple days we're looking at Jesus healing a demon-possessed man. They came to the other side of the lake, the region of the Gerasenes, and as soon as Jesus got out of the boat, a man with an unclean spirit came out of the tombs. This man lived among the tombs, and no one was able to restrain him, even with a chain. He'd been secured many times with leg irons and chains, but he broke the chains and smashed the leg irons. No one was strong enough to subdue him. Night and day in the tombs and in the hills, he would howl and cut himself with stones. When he saw Jesus from far away, he ran and knelt before him and shouted at the top of his voice, "What do you want with me, Jesus, Son of the Most High God? Swear to God that you won't torture me." He said this because Jesus had said to him, "Unclean spirit, come out of the man." Jesus asked him, "What is your name?" He responded, "My name is Legion, because we are many." So I talked before about how in the Gospel of Mark, he's writing this idea of a contest between Jesus and the devil. And as Jesus himself described back in chapter 3, he's here to tie up the strong man so that he can rob him, which is a way of saying that he's binding Satan in order to rescue us from that power. And I'm not here today to debate whether demon possession still happens like this, or if this man just had a mental illness that was undiagnosed or something like that. Whatever you think about it, the issue is not whether our demons, whether they're spirits or bad habits or addictions are real. It's what they do to us, how they steal our humanity, how they cut us off from community, which that's what's happened to this man, this Gerasene demoniac. We'll call him Gary for short, no relation. But Gary here, he's the ultimate outcast, right? He's the last person that the Jewish Messiah should care about. He's unclean, he's a Gentile, and yet Jesus seeks him out. Who do we think is unclean today? Right? We lock our doors or our churches, and then we assume that God wants to keep them out of his gated community too. Jesus tends to break down those sort of walls, or just walk through them. And what we see that when Jesus does come close, the first step to defeating our demons is to name them. Right? Denying them doesn't work. But we need to be able to say, this is my struggle. And so this is actually a spiritual practice that you can do when you feel any sort of temptation. Right? You can say, "Hey, lust, I know that's you. I recognize you. You can go away now." Right? Or anger or envy or apathy. All of these things. We don't do this in shame. You don't have to feel bad about yourself that you're experiencing this. But you name it. Because when you do that, that takes away some of its power. Right? In a similar way, having a diagnosis for a mental health issue makes a huge difference. Knowing is half the battle, they say, right? And our issues, it's true, they don't go away as soon as we can name them, but admitting what they are takes away some of their control. And that's when we can start submitting them to the one who is strong enough.